Hello, everyone. When I was a teenager, one of the biggest fights I ever got into with my dad was about money. And it's not what you think. It wasn't because I was asking for money or wishing he'd give me money. It was because he told me in a moment of frustration that I've never forgotten. He said to me one day, "Wendy, one of these days you'll understand that money is what makes the world go round." And I was furious at that. I said, "It is not. That's not true. There's a whole lot of things way more important than money." And of course, I was right. And so was he. And I love my daddy to this day. He is my hero, and we are very close. And he's an awesome, awesome human being. But boy, he would get frustrated with me when I would say things like, "I don't care about money. I just want to help people." And I'm just wondering, can you relate to that? Have you ever found yourself saying something like that? "I don't care about the money. It's not about the money for me anyway. I just want to make enough to get by. It's fine. I just want to help people. I just want to make the world a better place." I am not laughing at that because that is who I have been for a good portion of my life. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. It's just not real effective at helping you pay your bills or buy your groceries or provide the kind of life for your family that you want to provide. So today, what I'm going to do is I want to talk to you about this ridiculous money mess that we all have in our heads. And I'm going to give you 3 new ways to think about this that I hope will clean up a little bit of that for you. Because when you got a money mess in your head, you're not going to be making any, and you need to be. Hey everybody, my name is Wendy Pitts Reeves. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I own and run a fairly decent sized group practice, a counseling practice in my town in East Tennessee. And I coach and mentor small businesses of all kinds, lots of different folks, different kinds of things. But I tend to specialize in working with those who have a real heart-centered approach to their work, who often are healers or healthcare practitioners in some way. And if that's you, then I know that you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to share with you 5 kind of crazy things that we find ourselves thinking that leads to this mess that I know you've got, because I've got it. So one of them is that what I just said, we go into this line of work to help people, not to make money. Remember, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and in my schooling, we talked about that all the time. We didn't choose this line of work because we ever expected to get rich. How often did we say that? A lot. We went into this to help people. Okay, great. That's number 1. That's fine. Number 2 is we feel sorry for and kind of relate to those who struggle financially. People on the lower end of the economic spectrum, people who just through no fault of their own, just have all kinds of economic challenges, among others. And in a way, y'all, we tend to, we connect with them a little bit. Especially in my background, with the social work background, we are all about empowering the oppressed. And we tend to relate to the oppressed, right? So there's a tendency to kind of identify with folks who struggle because we struggle and we know what that's like. That's fine. Get that. But the third thing that we struggle with, that is kind of an issue for us, is that we also, because of that, we feel guilty whenever we want to be paid more than what we're being paid. Now, we don't feel that way if we're in an agency or a hospital. We don't have any trouble looking at corporate America or whatever version of that you work for. We think they have plenty of money and they should pay us more. But when you're in private practice, or you're running like you're a life coach or an energy healer or a massage therapist, and you actually have to face the person who's paying you and ask to get paid, we feel kind of guilty about that because we know what it's like to struggle. We are addicted to struggle, and we are sympathetic to the burdens that bills place on people. And the last thing we want to be is a burden. We want to be a healer, an uplifter, not a burden. So we feel guilty when we ask to get paid. The fourth thing that kind of goes along with this is that when we look at people who do have money, lots of money, plenty of money, or seem to, we tend to resent them, right? Look at who they are. And even though often we will pride ourselves on being non-judgmental of other people, We can get pretty dang judgmental of people with money. And all of that leads to a big problem because the fifth thing that we live by is that we wish we had more money. Who doesn't? And if you don't, you're lying to yourself. And I know it. If I had more money, I would send my kids to that really cool nature camp that I want to send them to. If I had more money, I would replace this awful carpet in my office, which actually I would. If I had more money, I would send my graduating senior on a trip to England for a gift for his graduation. If I had more money, I would give it away to an incredible foundation that cares about the same things that I care about, that I know makes a difference in the world. If I had more money, I'd buy more shoes. I don't know what I do, but I do all kinds of things if I had more money. So what do you do? What do you do when you've got all of these kinds of beliefs in rolling around your brain? Because y'all, what this means is that we want something that we resent, and we need something that we judge, and we are asking for something that we don't really think we deserve or have a right to because we don't think anybody should ask for too much. Y'all, that's messed up. That's messed up. And then we wonder why we don't have any money. Well, because you cannot attract that which you abhor. We are nothing if not conflicted. So what I want to share with you today are 3 completely different ways to think about this that I hope you will write down, ponder, meditate on, journal about, go for a walk and think about. Because these 3 ways of thinking, I guarantee you, could make a real difference for you. The first one is that the more you have, the more you have to share. Y'all, you can't be poor enough to make somebody else wealthy. You can't be sick enough to make somebody else well. We can't help anybody if we're broke. So when you do what you need to do to earn the kind of income that you not only deserve and are capable of earning, but that you want to earn, which is just fine, you have a whole lot more to give away. You have a whole lot more to help others with. You have a whole lot more to uplift others with. When you have more to share. I just want you to think about that for a moment. A good example of that is Oprah. Oprah has done a whole lot more good as an open-hearted woman with millions than she ever could have done as an open-hearted woman in poverty. And I'm not judging either one of those. I'm just saying if your real goal in life is to make things better for other people, you can do a lot more of that when you have money. So the second principle I want to share with you is that if you really want to help your clients have a better life, play a bigger game, step up in the way that you know they're capable of doing, then you have to model that by doing it yourself. And you do that by charging what you're worth, by asking to get paid, by requiring that you get paid. When you stand in your own value and honor that value with the exchange of money, what you are doing is modeling for your clients how important it is for them to get the same kind of respect in their own lives. And that is powerful. The third principle I want to share is that for you to be successful in your business, you have to be in alignment in every way with your own values, with your beliefs, what you say and what you do need to match. And if you are all about uplifting and encouraging the well-being of others, then you can't block the well-being of yourself, because to do that is completely and totally out of alignment, and it won't work. Your energy split, your vibrations are going to be off. Again, you're trying to attract that which you abhor. So what all of that means in a really simple way is that when you are in alignment with your beliefs and your values, and you mirror what you teach, you walk your talk. I believe you, dear client, deserve to be treated with respect. I believe you, dear client, should have a job that pays you well, with people that you enjoy working with, doing something that you love. I believe, dear client, that you are entitled to a life of joy and should do whatever it takes to go get that. So I myself have to do the same thing. So I need to make sure that I'm getting paid. And I need to make sure that I don't block my own well-being by engaging in practices and habits that aren't good for me. And I need to understand that the more that I have, the more I have to share. So that's my 2 cents for today, for what I want you to think about, because money does make the world go around in a way, and there are more important things than money. How you make peace between those two things that seem different and opposed and yet aren't can make all the difference in the world in how financially stable and secure you are, how successful your business is, and how much of an impact you have on the world. I'd love to hear from you. As I'm talking about this, what comes up for you? I wouldn't be surprised if you find yourself having some resistance inside, if you find yourself kind of arguing with me in your head. And that's fine if that's true, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me at all. All I would ask is that you pay attention to that and notice it and just have some curiosity about it. What is that exactly that was arguing in my head with Wendy just now? And if you're so inclined, I'd love for you to talk with me in the comments below and tell me, what does this bring up for you? And what perhaps could you shift in your own life and in your own practice so that you are in alignment, so that you model for your clients self-respect, and so that you stop blocking your own well-being and allow yourself to have more, so you have more to share. With that, I will wrap up, but I hope this has been helpful for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.